Hey, what's going on, you guys? I wanted to come and do a video today on something that just went viral. As a cautionary warning to any of the women out there who are listening to me, be careful with the content that you put online. Once you put something online, it is out there forever, and anything that you put out can and will be used against you by people who will come to exploit you. So this will come back on you if you're trying to get into the professional field, not to mention that your grandkids and great grandkids will see this later. So I know a lot of you, due to the COVID-19, you guys are out there trying to make money. Just try to find other avenues to make money. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I am telling you to be careful. So let's go ahead and get into the video. You have a Twitter user. Some people say it's a troll account, but let's go ahead and assume that this is an actual account. He goes by the name Intellectual Willhelm. And according to his Twitter, which is no longer there, he says he's the father to a teenage daughter, an educator, former pimp and drug dealer. I want you guys to pay attention to that. Turned community leader, restaurant owner, and landlord. He says, I am anti-sex work. So the question that I have is, when did you become anti-sex work? Was it before or after you decided to put women out there and pimp them and make money off of them? And are you angry that you can no longer use them to make money? Now they use you to make money? Also, he says he's a drug dealer. Did you become anti-sex work after you used drugs to sell to the people in your community and make money off of them? And is that money that you use to make off of those people, is that how you got your restaurant? And is that how you became a landlord? So let's go ahead and continue to look at what he said. So he said, so check this out, y'all. I created a fake page and went undercover as a simp. Pay attention to the word simp, because this is the word that a lot of online incels who like to spread anti-women rhetoric, they will use this word. So back to what he said. He said, I went undercover as a simp, and let's just say these women are about to learn a lesson about participating in online sex work. So be careful about the language that he is using, because it will tell you his intent. Now here's something else I want to bring your attention to. He says, my work will continue, hashtag abolish sex work. Obviously he's talking to someone, and you will hear him say, as you can see here, you will be obedient to me and do my work, servant. Understood? So this is all about power. And then someone refers to him as Lord by saying, yes, my Lord. We will all create undercover accounts posing as nude buyers. Once we get what we want, we will follow your methods and out these, my Lord. So once again, pay attention to the language. So there is a woman, she goes by the name of Barrett Brogard, I believe that's how you pronounce it, in Psychology Today. She has an article on 12 ways to spot someone who is misogynistic. And it goes as follows. Number one, he will zero in on a woman and choose her as his target, like this man just did. Her natural defenses may be down because he's flirtatious, exciting, and fun. So this man subscribed to an Onlyfans account, and this woman let down her defenses. He took her photos and he shared them with her father and her mother, and he also threatened to, expose it to her church. Number two, as time goes on, he begins to reveal a Jekyll and Hyde personality, which is exactly what this man did. And in one screenshot, he even said that the woman should get down on her knees and beg for him not to release these photos. 3, he will make promises to women and often fail to keep them. 4, he will be late to appointments and dates with women. 5, his behavior toward women in general is grandiose and cocky. 6, he is extremely competitive, especially with women. 7, he will unknowingly treat women different from men in the workplace. 8, he will be prepared unconsciously to use anything within his power to make women feel miserable, as in this whole video right here. So let's go on. 9, on a date, he will treat women the opposite of how she prefers. So if she wants a man to do things for her, he will not do them for her. And if she's one of those independent type women, he will throw her off by paying for the date. 10, sexually, he likes to control women and gives little to no attention to their sexual pleasure. 11, he will cheat on women he is dating or in a relationship with, and monogamy is the last thing he feels he owes women. Lastly, he may suddenly disappear from a relationship without ending it, but may come back 3 months later with an explanation designed to lure the woman back in. Now, before I continue in this video, I want to let you see the male and female dynamic when it relates to this. You will see how you have a lot of men who will agree with what this man is doing, and you will have some women who think this guy is completely disgusting. So I will show you some of what people say, and I will be back. Right here, you can see where there is the hypocrisy, where men will not hold other men accountable, they will blame the women. And in this society, like I stated before, women are blamed for everything that is wrong with society. These same men will wake up every day, stalk women's pages. They will try to control what women are wearing. They will try to control how women dress, their makeup. If women are wearing weave, if they have on too much makeup, they will call them clowns. They want to control how many kids women have. They want to also control who women actually have sex with. And these men wake up every day. I call them incels. They will wake up every day with this on their mind. Sadly, with all the other social things going on in the world, these men will not speak out against that, such as the death penalty. Who's talking about that? Let's talk about gender workplace diversity, youth alcohol usage, poverty, homelessness, suicide. Let's talk about water pollution. Who's really speaking out against that? Obesity, they only speak out against that when it comes to women. Housing costs, gentrification, there's a small number of people who I've seen to speak out against that. Eating disorders, you have disability rights, ageism, which is really, really important. But you don't really hear a lot of people speak out against that. You only hear the women speak out against ageism. Someone once said that there's no such thing as ageism. It's just that men are allowed to age, because you heard the term, when men become older, they get, more distinguishable. So, who's speaking out against ageism? You also have media bias, you have hate speech. People only speak out against hate when it's directed toward them. And the farming crisis, the whole thing going on with the very food we eat. Who is really coming together collectively and speaking out against this every day? Yet, you will have a lot of men who will constantly troll women and try to get into their lives and tell these women what to do. So let's go ahead and speak out more against the hypocrisy. So these are the same men that will blame women for having an Onlyfans account, but they won't say anything about the men who watch porn and spend millions and millions of dollars watching porn. So let's go ahead and talk about porn. Globally, porn is a $97 billion industry. Most people search for teen porn online, and porn consists of about 25% of all the searches that you see on Google. The highest ranking porn movies include porn in which men abuse women. So, once again, this speaks to the psyche of a lot of people watching these porn, and stats prove that men do watch porn more than women. Not saying that women don't watch it, but men watch it far more. So, who's speaking out against all the people benefiting from all these people spending all their money on porn? Who's also speaking out against men who go to these strip clubs and spend millions of dollars on these women? See, people want to call the women out of their names, but where are the men telling these men to stay out of the strip clubs? I don't see very many of them. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is post all of these celebs and how much money that they allegedly spent in this strip club, and I'm going to come back. So you just saw how much money some of these celebs spend in these strip clubs. So let's go ahead and continue. So a lot of this whole pimp culture started with the blaxploitation films back in the 70s, where these movies were targeted toward African Americans in their inner cities. And a lot of people will praise these films because they always show these black masculine men going against the system. But the underlying thing is, if you look at a lot of these movies, there is a power struggle between black women and black men. I've seen these movies where black men have slapped black women, they have prostituted these black women out. They are arguing with these black women. I think it's one of the first times that I actually heard a black man call a black woman a B and a whore in one of these movies. So let's go ahead and continue. So you have 20 years later, after this whole blaxploitation and men wanting to be pimps, a lot of rappers now have the name Pimp in their stage name. You have Pimp C. You have a lot of these rappers, as someone pointed out, who will take that blaxploitation culture and turn it into something that's profitable for them. So once again, who's speaking out against it? Do you only speak out against it once it no longer benefits you? Once you can no longer make degrading rap songs about women using your stage name with the word pimp inside of it? So let's also take a look at the fact that Little Boosie recently came out and basically said he pays older women to sleep with his underage sons. And you had a lot of women coming out saying that this was childhood rape and molestation. But when you take a look at what some of the men said, some of the men said that they wish they had a father who would do that for them. A lot of men said that it wasn't rape, it was not childhood molestation. And some of the men came forward and actually applauded Little Boosie for not turning his sons gay by exposing them to sex at an early age. And I also saw this one real disturbing screenshot that I wanted to show you guys, but it was just too disturbing. I did not want to, show that. But that just goes to speak to the hypocrisy when it comes to these groups of incels who hate women, especially hate black women, hate single mothers, yet these same men do not speak out against the men who are, like I said, paying to go to strip clubs. They won't speak out against the men who are buying porn and who are subscribing to Onlyfans accounts. So my thing is, if you're going to blame the women, realize you can't have strip clubs and you can't have OnlyFans and you can't have porn unless you have someone buying it, spending money, and watching it. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments, and I will be back with another video.